I want to show you some different anchor chart activities or butcher paper activities that you can do with coins. So for this one, students are identifying the value and the name of each coin. So you would just give them some coins, scatter them out, or you could put them in a little organizer with the anchor chart, and then they are just sorting them by name and value. So quarter would be 25 cents, the nickel, dime. They could put it on the name, or they could put it with the value. So they're just, this one is silly, but this is to identify heads and tails. So there's different animals, their heads, and then different animal tails. And this would be perfect for kindergarten or the beginning of first grade when you're introducing coins. So you would just have a stack of coins over here, and then students are pulling different coins and putting it on heads or tails. So it would be multiple different coins in one animal. So we've got heads, tails. It's just a silly, fun way to practice heads and tails. This is coin tic-tac-toe. You could have your students do tails versus heads, or they could pick a coin that they want to be. Instead of X's and O's, it could be pennies versus quarters, and then they're just seeing who can get 3 in a row. This one, they're just matching the coins to the value and the name and building a rainbow. So this would be perfect for spring, and they're just creating the rainbow with the coins. This one is roll and circle. So students are taking a dice, rolling the dice. Whatever they land on, they're gonna circle that amount of coins. So if they land on 3, they're gonna find 3 coins and circle them and then write the value. So 10, 11, 12. So this would be 12 cents. And then another student at the table would roll. They land on 2. They would circle any 2 coins. So 25 plus 10, that would be 35 cents. Some other options, if you want to make these thematic or go along with the season that you're teaching coins in, you could draw different thematic pictures. So here I just have snowflakes, and then this one they're just identifying the value of each coin. So again, they're just going to match the coin to the value, and they could even put it in the middle of the snowflake or on each individual snowflake piece. Here is one for weather, or like April, March or April. This one, they're just putting the coin in the raindrop. And I also have a different version of this that I'm gonna show you too, if you want to work on collection of coins rather than the name and the value. So this one is just very simple. This would be more for kinder, or when you're introducing coins in first grade, they're just matching the coin to the name or to the value. And to make this a little bit more challenging, you can do different amounts in each cloud with the raindrops for the amount of coins that you want them to use to build it. So for example, with 26 cents, obviously they could build it with a quarter and a penny, but here you're wanting them to think a little bigger and build it with 4 coins. So it would be 2 dimes, a nickel, and a penny. So they're having to fill each raindrop with a coin to match the value inside the cloud. And then if you wanted to, you could do the same amount in 2 different clouds, and they have to show 2 different ways to build that amount. Again, for 53, it could be 2 quarters and 3 pennies, or it could be 5 dimes and 3 pennies. So this is just a little bit higher order thinking with collections of coins. This is another option if you're wanting to incorporate coins into your theme. So these are just pumpkins with different values on each stem, and students are just building that value with coins. For this one, this is obviously for Christmas or December. They are decorating the Christmas tree with coins to build the value that's on the Christmas tree trunk. For this one, these are boxes of chocolates. So the amount is in black, and then they are going to have to fill in the chocolates that equal that amount. So I've already put 2 amounts here, so they know that to build 10 cents, they're gonna have a 5 cents and a 1 cent. But what is missing is what they're having to try to figure out. So for this one, pennies. 4 pennies. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then for the 25-cent one, we already have 2 5s, which that's 10. So 10, 15, 20, 25. So as you can see, this is a little more challenging, really having to think about this one. If you wanted to make this more simple, then you could just put an amount here and then they would just build that amount. Here's another idea for matching the coin with their value. So they're just creating decorating flowers with the coins. And in some of these, you could even put the name of the coin if you wanted to. And then for skip counting, this is essentially just a large graph. And they are going to put the coins to match the value as they count by 10. So 10 cents would be 1 dime, 20 cents would be 2 dimes, 30 cents, 3 dimes, and so on. So this is just a great visual for them to see as they're skip counting that they're adding 10 each time. And then obviously the graph would go up as they get to 100 cents. And then if you were doing dollar sign, then you would just change this to $1 instead of 100 cents. This is another theme idea. So this would be for football, and this is for nickel skip counting. So students are just taking the nickels and putting them in order by skip counting, and the lines on the footballs show the value of the number so they can visually see how much is in that amount of coins. So for example, a nickel that's worth 5 cents, they can see that it is less value than the 10 cents and so on. Really, you could do the skip counting with pretty much any theme. So this one would be for March. This is just pots of gold. You could do balloons and have the bows on the balloons, just anything like that. Hearts with different hearts inside of hearts. So this one for the pennies, if they're counting by 2s, you're gonna put 2 pennies. And then for the 4, they would have 4 pennies. So again, they can see this just makes it more of a visual for them to see how they're adding 2 each time and how the value increases. It's very simple. They're just identifying the name for each coin. So you would just put a stack of coins in the middle of the paper, and then students are just moving the coin to the correct name. This one is a piggy bank sort for the value. So again, students are identifying the value of each coin and they're just moving it to the correct piggy bank. For this one, they're just sorting the coins by size. It's a great way to talk about the attributes of a coin. You could even talk about how the dimes are bumpy, the quarters are bumpy. You could even do bumpy versus smooth.